One of the things that the written agreement says is that $1,200 of the $43,000 has already been paid.
Right, and that wasn't supposed to be part of the agreement. She had owed me $1,200 because she owed me for a recliner and she owed me for $200 that her son needed to borrow, so she borrowed it for him.
So you're saying there was a payment of $1,200,
But not towards the
but it should not have been towards the vehicle purchase.
Exactly.
Okay, Ms. Eckhoff, talk to me about this $1,200.
First of all, the $1,200 was to go towards the car. That's why it was put in the paper. I did pay her $800, which is part of the money that she's saying came out of this. And I do believe there was a separate payment for the money I borrowed from my son when he was in college. I also have a bad recollection because on the 22nd of May, when the vehicle was totaled, I broke my neck in 3 places in both my jaws. And they've still not been fixed because I had full coverage, but it was an act of nature that caused me to have the accident.
What happened with the accident?
I was on my way to my 3rd job for the day. It was roughly 6:30 at night because I remember telling myself I should be out of there by midnight. It'd been raining and kind of drizzly all day, and I went to go around in the country, and a deer or a dog darted out in front of me. I went down a 125-foot embankment end over end, and I was lucky, I guess, the way the car landed. Someone could see either headlights or taillights to know that the vehicle had gone down there.
So this was a very serious accident.
Yes, ma'am.
And the fact that it was an act of nature, it was you swerving to miss an animal, that somehow compromised your ability to recover for medical damages?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, I want to go back. So you claim that the $1,200 that was paid was towards the purchase of the vehicle.
Yes, that's how I remember it.
And you disagree?
I disagree because she had given me that money that night and she told me that was for all that she owed me, and then she bought the car and it wasn't supposed to be in the agreement, but the way that I was feeling, I messed up and I wrote it in there. My husband asked me after she left why I wrote it in there, and I was like, I don't know, we'll call her tomorrow and we'll have her come back and rewrite it. But I never could get a hold of her after that.
Did you attempt to call her after that?
I did.
Did she?
Yes, Miss Pickett and I were still talking. I was still going over and helping her clean her house.
Let's back up. You two were very close friends, I take it?
Oh, yeah, we were really close.
There had been exchanges of money, loans before?
Uh-huh.
And so before this, before the vehicle, did everything go okay in terms of repayment of things?
No.
There was maybe a little tortured history when it came to money.
Right.
What experience had you had loaning Ms. Eckhoff money in the past?
Well, whenever the $200 that she borrowed for her son, she was supposed to pay me back the next day. That never happened.
Why give her a loan on credit if you had had problems in the past?
I felt sorry for her, and this woman works really hard. She walks to work. Every time that I see her, she's out walking. If I would see her, I would pick her up, especially if it's raining, and in Missouri it rains a lot, and I would say, get in, I'll take you wherever you're going. And I felt like that she needed another chance. I have a big heart.
So
Yes,
this car would
that's
have made a big difference in her life.
Huge difference in
Okay.
her life, and I wanted to help.
Is that true, Ms. Eckhoff? This was a big deal?
It would, yes, it would have helped tremendously. My biggest discrepancy is my ex-father-in-law and ex-brother-in-law have 75-plus years experience doing salvage vehicles. I wouldn't buy a salvage vehicle for my own family when I was married into them. I'm not going to trust somebody else to buy a salvage vehicle off. My understanding was she and her husband purchased it at a car lot. I don't remember what car lot they bought it from. I just know that if someone would have told me, and I had already been, I was in the hospital only 2 days because they kicked me out because I had no medical insurance. And about 3 weeks after that, then received my title in the mail that showed it was a salvage vehicle. So I guess none of this would be occurring if I'd have just died in the wreck that night, you know? But 3 weeks later, I get this saying that it's a salvage. About a week before that, I was driving it. It was brand new to me. The rear end was making a sound. My boyfriend at the time, I discussed it with him. He says, hey, call Ralph, our mechanic. Let him just look at it. Then we'll go from there. That never got to happen because 3 days later, I was in the hospital.